Hello everybody, welcome to One Drink, a podcast where we talk about one topic for one drink. I'm Matthew, and today we're talking about 2020, but positive stories in 2020. I know everybody's excited for 2020 to be over. It was a shitty year, a lot of negative stuff went on. Now everyone's excited for 2021 to be here. But I thought I would go back, since 2020 is mostly remembered for a lot of negative stuff. I thought I'd go back, share a couple of stories that were positive in 2020. That's what we like to do here at One Drink, bring out fun, positivity in everybody. So, 103-year-old grandma beat COVID-19 and celebrated with a Bud Light. Now, first of all, I couldn't even imagine being 103 years old. But second of all, how cool is it that she had a Bud Light, a beer? I mean, that's pretty cool. Also, another cool thing, drive-in movie theaters made a comeback. Obviously, because all the other theaters shut down. But drive-in theater, I always liked drive-in movie theaters. They were always fun. And another cool thing that also came about was drive-in concerts. So you could go to the movie theater or go to the drive-in and you could watch concerts on the screen. I know Oliver, he has a screen at his house, and I know he watched a country concert over the summer right at his house. So that's always cool. And everybody, except for me, got into the Tiger King. Somehow that documentary made it into everybody's living room. I have yet to see it. I know you may or may not believe me, but when everybody else is doing one thing and watching something, they're like, you gotta watch it. I, just like a little kid, I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna watch it. Restaurants shared their secret recipes so we could make them at home. A lot of these restaurants were closing down. Some restaurants had a certain something about their food that was so good. So, now that they were closing down, they kind of let some of their secrets go so you can make them at home, which is pretty good. Wearing sweatpants and tees became acceptable fashion choices all day, every day. I have not been going out at all, so I don't know what people are wearing. I'm sure they're not wearing sweatpants, but it is pretty much an everyday thing that you could just be comfortable. A lot of people are working from home. But I don't have an issue with it. I mean, I love just lounging around in sweatpants. The greatest feeling ever. This one is super great. Americans rush to adopt and foster pets in need amongst the pandemic. So, adopting animals doubled and almost tripled people going to adopt pets, which is great. I'm still looking for my pet. I don't know if I'm going to get a cat or if I'm going to get a dog. I had a fish, but yeah, I don't know which one I'm going to. I think I'm going to go with a dog, but I'm not sure yet. But it's great that people actually went out and, got an animal. I know a lot of people may have been lonely or not, just home alone. So they were like, you know what? I need a dog. I need a cat. So I thought that one was great. Puzzle and board games became cool again. Now, I don't know when they were never not cool, but board games are always fun, no matter what. But since, you gotta stay home and you gotta, can't go out, board games, huge. I have one game that I have. It's adult Pictionary. It's called Drawing Without Dignity. I played this a couple times with a handful of people. You know who you are. The most funniest game I have ever played. One of the most funniest games. Basically, it's just adult Pictionary. But you have to, draw adult things. So funny. I'm actually planning on having a game night as soon as everyone is free. It's going to be fun. So yes, TikTok blew up. So Oliver and I, we joined TikTok. Not because we can dance, not because we can lip sync, not because of any of the stuff that actually happens on there. We joined it simply to promote the show. The more outlets that we have, the better it is for us. But I have some friends on there that are pretty creative with the stuff they come up with. I'm not going to be dancing. I'm not going to be lip syncing. I probably won't be sweeping the floor with my shirt off. But there are a lot of creative people. I haven't sunk into the deep hole of TikTok yet. But crazy. So follow us on TikTok. Distilleries, both small and large, around the country use the resources to produce badly needed hand sanitizer. This was great. Congrats to all the distilleries that were out there that did help. I know locally, Iron Smoke and the Black Button Distillery, I know that they personally made hand sanitizer and distributed it out for free, which is huge for Rochester. But it wasn't just Rochester that did it. I mean, it was distilleries all over the world. So congrats to you guys for doing such a good thing. Ford, GM, Tesla, and other automakers were able to make ventilators and other medical devices to help the pandemic, which is another cool thing. During all this, ventilators were low. I mean, we needed them. So these companies stopped what they were doing and made ventilators. Obviously they didn't make them for free, but they were needed fast. So they got together and they made them pretty fast. We learned that homeschooling is hard and finally recognized that teachers are heroes. And not only that, healthcare workers and essential workers are heroes. I know you guys, believe me, everything has changed. I get it. But healthcare workers, teachers, essential workers, you guys are out there busting your asses. And it is hard work what you guys do. And so, thank you for all your work. And yes. And I know a couple of teachers, and they're so used to being, in class with the kids. Now the homeschooling, it's just, it's tough. And you got to do everything through Zoom and, I'm not a big Zoom fan. I've tried it once and, people just talk over everybody. You can't, sometimes the connections are all horrible and weird. It's not fun. So bird watching. You may think, bird watching? So I personally have sat out back and have seen and watched all these different birds in my neighborhood. Never once did I pay attention to them. Obviously not being able to go anywhere, me staying home, I started watching birds. And I've seen a woodpecker, crows, blue jays, cardinals, canaries. Everything. A hawk. I got a bunch of crows that are in my yard and in my neighbor's yard. They hang out in our yard pretty much every day over the summer. I named them the Wu-Tang Clan because they were there every day. And if any bird or fox or anything came in, they would just they would all make sure that it wouldn't stay around. They didn't attack it, but they just made sure that whatever it was stayed off our 2 lawns. It's kind of cool, actually. But I would have never known that if I wasn't bird watching. But they just say in general that bird watching is up, and people are admitting to bird watching, which I think everybody does when they get older. And if you don't, you will now. We came up with creative ways to celebrate big milestones like drive-by birthdays and Zoom parties. Great idea, positive. It's cool that you could, drive by their house and, celebrate, say happy birthday. I think we actually did something similar like this for my friend Carly. We got the big signs that you can put in your front yard, happy birthday. Since we couldn't go to her house and celebrate, we all pitched in and we got the big happy birthday sign. She loved it. I thought it was cool. I never heard of it until we actually went through with it. But cool idea. And, maybe I'll get one. Smaller movies and hidden gems are suddenly at our fingertips. So with all the streaming going on and, not being able to go to the movie theaters, now you get to watch some of these smaller movies that are actually really good and discover new actors and actresses. And there was a lot of good, I've watched everything on Netflix, from all the Netflix originals to foreign movies that they talk English in. I have watched everything, and there's a lot of good movies out there. And we also realize that without sports, obviously we can live without sports, but having sports is such a great distraction from all the BS that is going on. I never realized it until, sports, there was no sports, and all there is news. And, after Netflix, you've watched everything. When sports came back around, you finally realized, you're like, oh, wow, sports is good to have. It's a great distraction for a couple hours. And, God, glad it's back. And finally, the weddings. I'm glad that people were still able to get married. They did it via Zoom, or I even seen one wedding to where they actually got in a space suit, which was different but cool, and they still got married. So it's Zoom is good, for I guess situations like this, but for me trying to talk over people, oh, it's the worst. I can't take it. So those are some of the positive, fun, and cool stories out of 2020. I know we're looking for more positive and better stories to come out of 2021. It's here. Let's make the best of it. Things are going to get better. It's going to be a minute before it does, let's be honest. But keep up the positivity. Follow all the rules. Let's not make this pandemic longer than we have to. So yeah, those are some of the cool stories out of 2020. You can follow us on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok. You can listen to us on Anchor. We're trying to take over the whole world. All of it is at One Drink Podcast. And at the end of all of our shows, you can get a little mini concert. Local band here, super good. So just when you think the show is over, bam, free concert. So until the next time, see ya.
Greetings, gladiators. This is Alex. I just wanted to say thank you for supporting One Drink Podcast. They are a couple of friends of mine that are supporting me, and they help me sell my monoprints. These are my monoprints. I make all these to be unique. They are all one of one, so when I print them, I make sure my graphics are laid down in different spots every time. And these thick hoodies all get the headpiece, so that's pretty cool, I think. Cheers to that. Also, I just wanted to let you know there is a discount code for you guys, One Drink. If you punch that in as you're checking out, you get 15% off. So I will see you soon, and thanks again for the love. Peace.
So tight as we walk through the night with a free state of mind, everything is alright, yeah. When I communicate to you, I speak of honesty and truth. And these are traits that you taught me, because you called in me skin deep. 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 Traits that you taught me, because you called in me skin deep. Because you called in me skin deep. Because you called in me skin deep.